we're looking at body release or arm release, okay? The two concepts are out there, talked a lot. I'm going to use hack motion just to measure two swings for you now. So I'm going to hit one where I try and release the arms and keep my body quite static. I'm also going to hit one where I try and control it as much as I can with the body. And we'll look at the two differences in data and also graphs, if you like, to see what goes on. So, shot number one. This will be what I feel is my body release. So I'm going to keep my body as active as I possibly can and my wrists as stiff as possible. That felt nice, felt controlled, compact. I've got -6 at impact in terms of wrist flexion. So it means the wrists are this shape at contact. In terms of the graph, it's quite a kind of U-y, flat line graph. It's not flat, but compared to one where the wrists work a lot, that is quite flat. Now let's have a look at one where I try and hit it with my hands and arms doing a lot more of the work. So I try and almost flip this one. Felt a bit thinner. Graph wasn't massively different. Let's have a little look at numbers. Okay, so that one at impact, was same at the backswing, right? 29 degrees of wrist cupping at the top of the backswing, but 2 degrees of this way at impact. So it made a difference of 8 degrees. So 2 degrees would be the wrist and extension at impact versus the rip being flexion. And I'm normally between -6 and -10, round about there. So to be 2 degrees for me would say that the shaft is pointing back at impact. So when I try and release my arms and keep my body, let's say, quieter, the data definitely was a lot worse for me. The shot itself, it was fairly straight. It had a tiny bit of draw in it, but it was a little bit thinner, definitely, because I definitely had the kind of shaft working back this way. Definitely didn't like the feel of it as much. So for me, I much prefer the feel of being more body controlled. I think if I can get a combination, for me personally, of being kind of body controlled and then setting the wrist up, so slowing down with style, that would be the ideal golf swing for me. So for me, you can be a body release player, you can be an arm release player. It doesn't really matter for me which one you are. I think what you've got to bear in mind is what your tendency is naturally, and then what you might need to feel. So for me to feel an arm release would be quite a negative thing for me, because I end up getting too flippy. If I had lots of shaft lean, being an arm release player would actually be okay. And it would be just a preference, and look at what the ball flight did and look at how it felt and what my body allowed me to do. However, if you cannot move your body through the ball effectively and to the levels we'd want you to do, then basically you might need to be an arm release player to cope with working around your particular restrictions and compensations. So I hope you've enjoyed that video looking at the two styles of release, body release and flip release. I particularly like the body release more, with maybe a little bit of a hybrid in there to allow it to just finish off a bit more with style, as I said. But find your own way, find out what you do naturally. Look at your ball flight, look at your ball striking would be my advice. Or worst case scenario, take an online lesson with someone like me and we'll have a look at it and tell you what we feel you should be doing for the future. If you've enjoyed the video, please click like and share. Also, if you have any comments or questions, please post them down below. I really would like to hear from you and really welcome any feedback as well. So if you haven't already followed me or subscribed, hit my logo down this bottom corner. Love to have you on board my channel. Love to help you with your golf. So thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope to see you again here very soon, and stay safe.